Alright, you may not be able to see this, but there is a gorilla there. The gorilla of determinism. That's right. Yeah, he's in the room. Okay, so I'm going to try to make this video. Now let's understand when I say I mean me brain. So every time I say I'm saying my brain. Alright? Got it? And my brain is just made up of a bunch of springs and wheelie dealies and winkety wanks that have just been created through the life experience that I've endured. I've learned crap about sentence structure and how things do things and all that crap, and it's just bing banged my settings and created a springboard of reactors that will react to certain words and concepts and colors, and so it'll say things based on that disposition that has been set up inside of it. It has no Jiminy Cricket in it. It's just a computer that's going to spout out crap, okay, based on the programming that's been built into it, based on its experience. As it botted through the world, it picked up information about left and right and which way was better to go and that kind of shit. Completely built by the universe. That's what I mean. But it's a brain. Billions of neurons, lots of shit going on. Really can't dissect it. Can't give you a blueprint of it. You're not going to be able to anticipate everything it says. But guess what? A lot of the themes are going to be based on this thing called logic. So it's going to say things that are consistent with things that you would say. There, is that enough of a context? But let's see if I can obey the rules of determinism in the conversation in explaining how our definition or our description of what we're doing is part of the determinism. Everything I say is part of the determinism. Every way I step is part of the determinism. Everything is. Now, if we could see where all the determinism will end up, then we could just say, oh, that's the way it's going to happen. But we don't know. I don't know ahead of time that I'm going to maybe trip on a stick and get impaled on another stick, and this video is going to end rather tragically. I don't know. I don't know what is ahead of me. Okay, there could be a bear right down there. It could be. That could be the end of my contribution to this conversation. And let's understand, I'm still having this stupid conversation because some other brains have springs set that compel them to say things like, because of determinism, you're a nobody. Yeah, that's what they say. Determinant means you're a nobody. That's their word they use. Nobody. Nobody's determined. Nobody's nobodying. The nobodies of the nobodious. Okay. Mocking it may be of no purpose, but I'm saying that's insufficient. And I say it in a video. I say, I think that me brain thinks that's a totally insufficient description of the consequences of determinism. The minorest of the consequences of determinism is your nobodiness. And compared to your extreme somebodiness, it's really meaningless. Because guess what? More than being nobody, you are everything. Everything is probably saying to somebody, because of determinism, you are everything. Now that, I think, is also true. I think it's also sloppy. I don't think it's exactly the way you need to say it. It needs to be said, not the way I need to say it or you need to say it, but the way it needs to be said. And yes, of course, need doesn't exist because the future's already been dictated and there is no real need. But for the purposes of the fact that we exist in the present and not the future, we have to use the word for the time being. Until somebody has proof of the deterministic finish, which I'll also get to. But the truth is, yes, I think an accurate description of determinism, the consequence of it, the meaning of it, is that you have in your hands, in your brain has the capacity to have little springs pop in it and little wingle wangles wangle that will compel you to do something, to move, to vibrate, to utter words that may, in fact, be critical to some kind of magnificent, profound, monumental thing. You have in you the potential, theoretically, potential. It's only theoretical potential because obviously you'll either realize it or not realize it. And my argument is that as long as you think you can't realize it, you won't. So one of the steps to realizing it is understanding you can realize it. I have to think I can walk the path or I won't walk the path. I have to think I can cross the bridge or I won't cross the bridge. So because we are in the process of determinism, we have the illusion of decision making. We won't, because of the gorilla, actually make decisions. We will just do what we have to do. Okay, just like the mystic has to make shitty definitions and descriptions of determinism. I mean, he has to. His programming makes him do it. My programming, hears the shitty definition, the shitty description, and says, I have to say, no, don't listen to that fuckwit, okay? Because he will break the function of your brain, and we will deterministically be fucked. Yeah. So don't do it. So anyway, there's just little thing. I mean, he snarkily puts comments on my video. I mean, I thought my last video said it very well. It said, let's do better than this. And the fucker couldn't just say, yeah, okay, let's do better than just saying nobody, because that's really fucking vacant. But instead of saying that, he had to say some snarkyism like, outcome is determined. Duh. Yeah, like I didn't know that. But yeah, the bottom line is butthole. Okay, little squirrely tongue bullshit, or whatever your fucking, emoticon, the appropriate emoticon. Guess what? When the gorilla dies, what's going to be left behind? Oh, yeah, outcome. Yeah, that's right. So outcome is in the fucking room, and outcome is going to outlive the fucking gorilla. So I say outcome is king. All right? Yeah, maybe it lives through, it maintains its existence through the gorilla. It happens because gorilla was in the room. It fed off of gorilla even. But outcome, all right, will survive the gorilla. When the determinism is done, outcome will be left behind. So, whatever, wiggly tongue at you. Whatever this shit is. Alright, the other argument, so I don't know how many violations of determinism gorilla I've made, but I probably have because our verbiage, our language is so broken. But again, saying things like, nobody. No, that isn't saying it. That isn't saying it. There just isn't. We're obviously something. We obviously have a body. So no body doesn't work. Even just out of, if you break it down to its Latin or something, that's fucking bullshit. It's just not the way to do this. So look, I'll analogize it to buses. So here we are. We know the horse race is over. We know there's already been a winner to the race. But what we're basically doing is me and Nick and all these other assholes, Anna Cantavida, we're all bus drivers. We have this ideological bus. And we're saying, hey, come on, people, get on my bus. Get on my bus. Get on my bus. And these buses are going to travel down the deterministic path, and some of them are going to fall off the track, and one of them is going to win in the end. One of them is going to get to the finish line, which will be our destiny. Now, I'm saying we can look at those fucking buses and sitting here in the present, blind to the end, and let's see if we can figure out what bus will take us to the better destiny. Which one's going to get to the finish line? And that would be one important fact. But which one do we want to be on? Which one? Let's say if we get more people on a bus we know at the finish line, the winner will have the most people on it. That's the bus that'll win. Whichever one got the most people on it will be the one that'll end up winning the deterministic race. That's just the way it's going to work. So let's start piling on the buses and say which bus is the winner. Which bus is the winning bus? And I'm going to say, yeah, look at the tires. Look at the structure of it. Shake it up a little bit and see what you got. So we got this bus that says, you are nobody. Yeah, I'm getting on that. Fuck that shit. Then you got the Anakin bus that just says, you are selfish prick. Well, fuck that bus too. And you got my bus. My rational bus that says, you are a part of the universe. The universe made you. You are part of this functional thing that has been wheeling and dealing for billions of years. It managed to throw slavery in the toilet. It managed to throw chauvinism in the shitter. It managed to do some graceful and dignified and beautiful things. It managed to paint the Sistine Chapel. It managed to do some things of merit. And that's what you are. You're not a nobody. You're a somebody who can do things in the world through the pulling of the strings up your ass that are your life experience. You are a combination that is unique. It is completely determined, but it's unique. And I'm saying, feel your determinism. Feel the meaning of those things up your ass. And get on the right bus, fucker. This is the winner. This is the one that, if it wins, it's a better victory. And, bonus, it's more likely to win. Come on, fuckers, it's a better bus. Alright, this is so hard to do. Because, we're not reading this like it's a story. We're in the middle of it. We can't know what the next page has written on it. So we're stuck here. And we're stuck evaluating, well, which one do I raise my hand for? And your brain is going to make the decision. And I guess I should expect brains capable of doing anything decent and magnificent are going to be able to say, yeah, nobody is a bullshit answer. Nobody doesn't really explain determinism, doesn't explain my perception of the present, doesn't explain consciousness at all, doesn't account for it at all. It's just garbage. It's just stupid to throw nobody, to say there's no me when I'm fucking meing all over the goddamn place. Well, obviously my brain is meing. It's screaming me. Fuck you, there's no me. Okay, yeah, no, there's no I am self-created. That certainly isn't true. There's no I am spontaneous. Well, that's certainly true. You're not spontaneous. But to say you don't exist, there's no you, why the fuck would I say that? Why, what the fuck does that have to do with the word determinism? My you-ness is a you-ness. Anyway, Jay Sanders sort of went over this, is that, the mystics' ramblings might have some It might mean something. Just tell a toaster it's nobody, but it doesn't mean anything to tell consciousness it's nobody. That's kind of silly. But I don't even see the purpose of telling a toaster it's nobody. Why would you describe a toaster as nothing or nobody? Nobody. I don't know what that... He didn't say nothing. He just said nobody. What does that mean? Nobody. I mean, literally it means nothing. I already said this, but just it's useless. And I'm saying there's a wheel in the mystic's head. Okay, there's a wheel. And it's one of those evil old philosopher wheels or something, or some kind of Buddha wheel, or some kind of fuck wheel. Okay, that somehow has used the word determinism to swallow a need to keep reading the book. Yeah, a need to understand that we that all of this matters, every word matters, all this semantics crap matters, and that if it isn't quite right, we got to make it right. And especially when you can see the unrightness of it. It's right there in front of you, glaring and saying, fix that. Your bus has a flat tire. At least fix it. I mean, that's bullshit to think you're going to ride in the determinism war with a bus that's got no gas and a flat tire. I mean, nobody is nothing. That's a nothing. You can't run anything on nobody. Anyway, keep going on and on here. So anyway, I don't think it's necessary to destroy the idea of me-ness, me-brain, I-ness in the sense of me-brain farts it out. Okay, it doesn't. I just don't see the necessity to destroy these words as concepts. Destroy them as something that says, I'm a god, or I'm independent of programming, or I'm independent of determinism. If those words mean that, then don't use them. But I think you can use them acknowledging the fact that when I say I mean my segment of the universe, my eddy in the stream of time and progression of movement of matter, my echo from the depths of the universe's nutsack, whatever. I mean, wherever my essence is flowing, it's flowing from a place that created it. Hey, pup. So I don't see any need to destroy these concepts of the fact that the machinery is all gear work, but as the gears are turning, being in the present and being ignorant of the future, they have to react in certain predictable ways that we will be able to see in the present. We will be able to see in the present things that will close doors to the future, to certain futures. Those futures will be unattainable unless we make sure those doors remain open. So, although it's already determined that these doors will get closed and others will open, we can see it happening in the present. And if we see a door closing to a potential future, we have to react deterministically to reopen the door if deterministically we're going to reach the future that's on the other side of that door. We have to pave the road to the future in the present. And the only way you can do that is to understand your power to pave roads. And I don't think you're going to understand it if you're saying, I'm a nobody. No, you're an everything. You're a motherfucking everything. You are connected to everything. Everything is connected to you. It all goes through you. You are the power, fucker. You have the power in your fucking hand. It's in there. Nobodies don't have power. Everythings have power. You're everything, fucker. Be everything. Be all you can be. Extract every bit of your road paving power. Don't buy the nobody. Don't eat the lead nobody. Yeah. Fuck the nobody. Whoa, okay, add on a little bit here maybe. So of course he uses this trick in movies, where they'll show, like especially Spaceballs, where they showed the future of the movie in the past, and they're like, what happened was, what I'm saying? They could go forward and reverse, and yeah, I believe so. But anyway, so yeah, we just don't have that power. Now, if we did, if we could actually see ourselves 3 days from now, or a year from now, or 10 years from now, and completely consistent with determinism, we just have a device that is able to show us the future, and it does it through the mechanics of the universe somehow, because there's some way the universe does that. Black hole, whatever, it doesn't matter. There's just a mechanism that allows us to tap into a perception of the future. Theoretically, yeah, this would be really problematic because we would just be able to say something like, I'm going to make the future not happen. But the catch would be that, the future would happen the way it did happen. So it's like no matter, let's see how to say it. So then either the future would have to change to adapt to the fact that you're seeing it and therefore trying to manipulate it, and it would show you trying to manipulate it and failing in your try, right? So then the future would be very narrow in terms of possibilities, let's just say, because we would be spending so much time watching our future take place, and if we saw a bad future, we'd be spending so much time trying to make it not happen. But then again, how could you watch yourself watch the next minute? The next minute, watching yourself in the process of, trying to undo the next minute. Like, I see the future and I'm facing this way and I'm walking 3 seconds from now. Well, I just stop and turn around, right? How could it stop me from stopping and turning around? I mean, it couldn't stop me from doing that without some kind of bizarre physical force that prevents me from spinning around. Okay, so there's the obvious paradox where it's just defeated. So we can't do it. It can't happen. It's impossible. But let's say we did have this knowledge. Let's not bother. So let's understand how critical it is that we're ignorant of the future. That we can't know what horse wins. And we have to be paranoid about trying to get the right horse to the finish line. You can't just sit back and say, it's all right. Whatever happens, happens. No, you've got to play your role. And it's like voting your vote or advocating for something or supporting something. You have to be there. You have to feed the horse. You have to put the carrot on the stick. You have to do it for the future to happen in a way that would be conducive to some end. And so as we sit in the present, we can't going I'm nobody is just not going to get it done. I guess I'm going to just keep saying I just don't see any reason to extract yourself from your I-ness, because the fact that we can't see the future means this I thing still has substance, because it's trapped in the present. It can't do anything but mess with the past, and that's what we are. We're just the past stored up, and the past wheeling and dealing. And I'm just surprised that a brain, Nick Brain, can't see how important it is to describe determinism well, and certainly to describe it in a means or in a way that will make sense, be compatible with a frame of human mind that will get it to a better future. Now, maybe he doesn't think there's any difference between one future and another. Maybe he thinks they're all. Maybe he has one of those multiverse beliefs, and so it doesn't matter. Because if you aren't dying in this universe, you are dying in the other one. Maybe that's what he thinks. I don't know. But I don't see how he can possibly not see that he should do better than you're a nobody. But that's just not good enough. That's far short of the facts. The fact is, we are all part of the gear work. And if our gear stops, it's going to stop other gears. And that's going to stop other gears. And the whole thing, in terms of our destiny, is diminished in terms of what the destiny will be, because that happened. And even if it was inevitable, it still doesn't matter. It still sucks. I mean, all kinds of events have taken place in the past. Those events can be labeled cool and stupid. I mean, are great and terrible. And, you know, if we could extract one merely by changing a word in a sentence that was uttered before the event, you know, we could change when, you know, some split-second thing, some little thing, and it changes the destiny in the future, well, you would do it. If it spares us a negative end versus a positive end. So again, it's the end that matters. And I just think Nick's not taking his responsibility very seriously in terms of understanding how the power of words to say, I'll describe determinism as meaning humans aren't coalesced into individual bodies that will reflexively react. They will do what they will do, but they will do it in tandem with each other. You know, which is the catch here. So I mean, yeah, it's too late now because Yuri deterministically came up with a bad definition of determinism. So I guess it's too late to undo that. But I guess it's not too late for my deterministic gear work to jump on that grenade of garbage and try to consume it and bury it before it breaks anybody's brain. I just think I just see no value in tying the quality of our ediness, the fact that we are a swirl in the stream. Why can't we still be called a swirl in the stream? Just because we're part of the stream, there's no reason why we can't acknowledge our swirliness. There isn't. It's distinguishable from the other water that's going down the stream. Is this water that's not going down? It's swirling. Anyway, no point in beating this dead horse. I would just hope that all the people who are going to be affected, by the words determinism, will be able to understand that although the script has already been written, we still have to read it. And it's a really good read if it says in your script that it's really important to say things well, and that all of this matters, and that we have something really great to say in our script, that the words are words of positive construction, in terms of they are destined to make it possible for us to achieve a good destiny, a better destiny than what would have been if we said something stupid like, "You're a nobody." Yeah, it's hard to let this one go. This just isn't, I don't know why he does this. Why does he need to do this? Why extract my brain from the watch of the universe? It is gear number 45, gear number 1,178,433. It's a gear in the watch. No point in not acknowledging it as such. Enough already.